use very traditional notation until the point when it cannot be used anymore. I have invented or used some signs which are already in use. I try to keep as simple as possible, but it's not always very simple.
This is the piece of music that is not music, it's material which is falling apart. If you can do this so that you hear yourself, and then the bow doesn't do a tremolo, the bow just comes in, and the tremolo starts in the next bar. It's another thing that was impossible to really, how do you notate that? Whatever happens, you have to be able to have this completely loose hand, which also at the end of this movement, when you come to this, that you are never doing this kind of thing. So this one is like that, and then, well, this one is in fact very straightforward. But with the lightness of touch, it always has this feeling of that you have more fingers than what we think. Actually, you can think of it as almost as a trill of thumb. But then it has to, then you start kind of being irregular with the fingers, and always so light that we also hear the open string. It's the only way I know that you can play a 6-note chord on the cello. Yeah. I don't think that anybody sitting in the audience should ever notice the fact that there is some extended technique being used. The thing that we as interpreters have to learn is how to assimilate them so that they sound like part of a language.
Lewis's piece is a very involved piece, it's a very complicated piece, and he is very specific about everything that he wants, and he wants a lot of very specific things.
At L, Tony, do you have harmonics there?
Yes.
I didn't. Okay. All the accents at L can be really sharp. This passage especially is the most heavy, expressive passage in the piece. So, and I would really, if we can stress the difference between the notes that have no vibrato at all and lots of vibrato.
Can we hear that those harmonic glissandos? I don't hear them on you. I think you are pressing too much the strings because it. These aren't they supposed to be over harmonics?
Yeah.
Okay, could we just do that bar, the molto accelerando bar, so that you try and not produce stopped notes?
There with the glissandos, it's really a guideline. You don't have to. I wouldn't worry about hitting each one specifically.
It's just that kind of sound is what he must be asked. Yeah.
Even if the score would be very detailed in notation, there are still 100 ways of interpret it. And if composer is there, it's interesting to communicate what exactly is behind every note.
The extended techniques certainly didn't come out of a desire just to use extended techniques. When I start a piece, I often start it from the sounds of the piece. I have certain sounds in mind, certain textures that I want to use. It was a bit of a unique circumstance with this piece because the ensemble is quite non-standard, this low trio. In one regard, it gave me lots of possibilities of things I haven't done before and of sounds I haven't explored. And on the other hand, it was sort of nerve-wracking to say, well, how am I going to make these instruments work together? I think if each note, I mean, because every note has an accent, so I think it'll be easier to play it together if you could have even more accent, but so sort of like a miniature forte piano or something at the beginning, so you get a little kick on each note. It should have a sort of jittery feel, and I think that'll help make it more rhythmic.
Physically getting to some of those notes has been a little bit of a challenge, but when you get something that is unfamiliar or a challenge, you know, it's never a good idea to say, oh, that's not possible. You try it for a while and then you make it work.